Welcome back to a very damp Oaks at the minute. We're into May and we've topped up the TMR and we are now just topping up on the straw. So we've had our first loan payment go out and we've also had our daily sale of milk, and they kind of just about equal out, I think. So what we'll do is we will get that going and just check. So yeah, it's actually very, very similar amount, maybe £100 more on the loan repayment. So that's not too bad at all. Start that unloading there, get rid of some of these partial bales. There we go. So we'll back this out and stick it in a shed. So we've got weeds in field 2. So we're going to need to grab our sprayer and get those dealt with. Oh, you know what I didn't do? We turn the engine off on that and back up. I didn't return the Bertude. So we'll get that emptied out and we'll get it sent back, because that is going to be costing us a fair bit. Thank you. So we need to grab our sprayer, which is here, fill it with herbicide, and once the rain stopped we can start spraying. So the rain finally stopped. Still very cloudy and overcast. You'll see in the distance that we've got the green beam of light. We have got the New Holland loaded up with all of the eggs that we've got. I'd forgotten about those. Saw them as I was pulling into the yard earlier. So that's headed to the farmer's market. We are down in field 64. Now it doesn't have any weeds growing, but we know the old precision farming trick. So if we just look at the score now, 57, doesn't need weeding, so we'll just turn it on, drive forward, not that you need to, and the score's gone up, so that's cool. Now we'll head down here. I don't think we're going to fit through the gap, so we'll fold everything up. We'll do the same in 68, and then we can head to field 2 and we'll actually do some proper spraying. But yeah, I thought I'd sell the eggs just because they've been sitting around for ages. So price isn't too bad at the farmer's market at the minute. So I thought, why not? So the corn has germinated and is looking splendid. So again, we will unfold. Luckily, it's quite a quick unfold on this piece of kit. Make sure we're not going to hit anything. And then turn on again and just check the score. There you go, 77. Not going to be perfect yet until we harvest it. This one will be a little bit lower because we didn't drill it. So, job's a good one. We'll fold up and I will see you at the farmer's market to sell the eggs. Right then, up at the farmer's market, if I can remember where the trigger is. There we go. 46,000 litres of eggs to sell. Could take some time, so I will see you when we're a little bit closer to the end of selling them. Last few pallets, crates of eggs. Go on, there we go. Super. So 110,000. And there was a few before, so that's a decent looking income. Feeling a bit better about the money now and the loan repayments. So this can go back to the yard and we can actually finally get to do some spraying. Now, I still haven't cleared the silage bales from the field when we used the Govile wrapper. So what we're going to do is, let's just make sure that is going to go the right way. There we go. Give it a helping hand. So what we need to do is we also need to lease probably a low loader, and then get those. I reckon we're going to sell them, because if we take a look at time saving stock check, we've got over 500,000 litres of silage. We are not using that much, and also we're going to be doing first cut soon, so we could make some more in the bunker, I reckon. So I think that is the plan. Spraying and selling silage. We are killing the weeds. Pretend we've got Roundup in. Bit of herbicide going down. I have set Courseplay up, but I think we're going to probably do it ourselves. I am missing the tram lines. I wish I'd put them in, but never mind. We can make do, I'm pretty sure. Just taking it reasonably steady around the headland. Now, I do like, if you look across the road, you can see our field of barley with its lovely looking tram lines, and I've just caught that tree so close to making it round. But yeah, this is the, I do struggle with the articulated axle on the tow behind sprayers. I think they are particularly difficult to maneuver and reverse. But probably just me. But it's good to get these weeds all killed off. We could have kept the Virtu sprayer to do it with, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't have the see and spray or equivalent technology on it, so we would just be dumping herbicide down everywhere, which is not good. So whacked out the old Kubota and nearly done one headland already, so I'm sure we'll manage with our current setup. So I'm quite looking forward to making even more money from the silage. I was tempted to put it through the BGA, but the instant cash is probably going to be more beneficial. Just keeps that bank balance looking healthy and keeping us Cartech rich. So go. Shouldn't take us long at all to get this field all sprayed off. Well, 2 headlands done and field squared off, GPS course set, and now we're just plodding up and down the field, getting rid of the weeds. So it is now, say now, as like I've said when it is before, we are several days after the announcement of the premium edition for FS22, which comes out in November the 14th. I have got it on another screen, so I'm trying to read, talk, drive all at the same time, so bear with if there's any slight mishaps with the sprayer boom. So new crops added, which are carrots, parsnips and red beet, which sound quite cool to be fair, and all different equipment to plant, harvest, do whatever with those. So I think there was 4 new brands, one of which is DeWolf, I think. Yes it is, I've just looked at the picture. New map, Zelonica, Central European map. New factories, production chains, 35 new and specialised machines, 4 new brands, 15 brands overall. So it actually looks pretty good, I have to say. There's new wildlife in the form of storks. The map looks pretty nice, to be fair. Be interesting to see if it's just selected or selective screenshots, but reading on Disturbed's Discord, because there was a lot of bit of a hoo-ha about whether the crops would be just specific to that map, and I don't think they actually are. Reading some of the comments that were put, they should be available on all maps, which is pretty cool. So, you know, if you're using Maize Plus and, you know, you want carrots as part of your feed, then you can start to grow your own rather than have to buy them, assuming that the fill type is the same. But I guess there may be an update to Maize Plus, I suppose, or you could just change the input yourself, I guess. Yeah, it looks quite cool. I remember carrots and what else was it? Onions on 19. I think on Attingham Park, I vaguely recall. Yeah, they're an interesting crop to do. It's a bit different, and obviously with the graphical advances since then, hopefully they'll look pretty good as well, and they can't be any worse than the 3D or the 3D texture for potatoes when you harvest them at the minute, where it's just like a sheet of potatoes dropping into the harvester. So fingers crossed that that's a bit better, but yeah, otherwise it's a pretty cool update that's going to come. Yeah, quite looking forward to it. And like I say, with it being hopefully that you can put them into every single map, then modders have that freedom, and there'll be different crop types appearing on your favourite maps. Should the modder want to do an update, I suppose. But yeah, looks pretty good in my opinion. Be interested to know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. That can be today's audience participation. This is going relatively smoothly, seeing as I'm having to multitask even more so than normal. Still a very hazy day. I might actually knock the time up because we're not overly pushed for time today. We haven't got a lot to do. This spraying, and like I say, selling the silage, but hopefully we can load up a fair amount onto a trailer in one go. I've got the truck back at the yard. We've still got that on lease, as well as the bulk trailer for when shifting the sugar beet. So yeah, I'll tell you what we haven't done actually for a while is let's just take a look at our production. So slurry is running still, and we'll switch the manure on as and when, and the sugar beet is still ticking away nicely, down to 128,000 litres, so still plenty for it to be going at. But yeah, all good in the hood. So not down with the kids. So not many passes left, and then we can get on to selling some silage. Just running down the last pass of the field. And I've been thinking about different ways to do silage. Now, we've done baled before, we've used the Govile DLC, and on Attingham we've done, or we've chopped maize for maize silage, we've had contractors in inverted brackets for chopping grass. So what I'm thinking of doing is, and if I can just go into the store, I want to try and use, so using a forage harvester, that goes without saying, but then maybe look at using the X disc. Is there a bigger one? No. Okay, so because our fields are pretty small, I wonder whether we can just, instead of having to cut and then ted and well, not necessarily ted, because we can put the conditioner on, hopefully. I'm wondering whether doing it with that, just attaching that to the forage harvester and then trailer following, etc., stick it in a pit, because we've got several pits down at the cow farm. So we could do one for a bit of grass silage, and then we could, when it comes time to chop our field of corn, Obviously that will be, it all turns to silage because we're not using Mace Plus in this save, but again we can just chop that for chaff, put that in and it'll become silage. So a couple of bunkers available, might even be 3. So I think we'll have plenty of space. But that's the plan. Give it a test off screen. In fact, I'm talking absolute rubbish. We're not running Mace Plus, so there's no need to condition it. Duh. So yeah, so that is what we'll do. We'll get the X disc, we'll use a forage harvester, and yeah, we'll cut the grass that way. So it kind of skips a step. So that is the plan for that. This can go in to this shed here. There we go. We will get out. We will get ourselves a low loader and we'll go and pick up the silage. Right then, in field 88. And I'm not quite sure how this is going to go, but we've got automatic bale load enabled. So there we go. That's a good start. So that's now 210,000 litres, which is going to be, it's like the, I don't know, defying gravity bales. There we go. Just get them down out of the way. Remember everyone, realism is key. Oh, I really shouldn't laugh at my own jokes. Right, where are we going? Of course, let's let that save. And so time saving, stock check, silage, Fisher's bale sale. So let's head up there and see how much we can get for this first load. So just coming round field 64 on the left there, our new purchased field, or newly purchased field, and I think we're going down here. Just trying to, for a change, drive there myself rather than relying on auto drive. Try and get a run up to get up this massive hill. There we go. So at the time of recording, I do believe that Saxthorpe is back in testing. Haven't heard of Farms in Briscoe since the start of the week, but I did see it on the testing list the other day, so fingers crossed. I think we're going up here. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, fair play to him. Second map, getting it, trying to get it onto console as well as PC. But I mean, I have to say his maps are fantastic. This is still, and I'm hoping not to jinx it, so fingers crossed, I have had 0 issues with this map. It's been, this is version 1 that he released. I haven't had to update anything. I've found anything that is game breaking for me. So yeah, absolutely fair play to him. So what we need to do now is have a look where we're going. Ah, here we go. I remember this. There we go. It wasn't too painful. So if I remember rightly, we are going around here and into this big shed in the middle. And we'll get round and we'll get backed in to the trigger. The old reversing skills go. We'll drop the straps off. There we go. Try and get it feeding in so they all go in once. Come on. Never. That was too high. Darn it. Right. Super strength. There we go. And that one. Nice. 421k. Super. So, what I think I'm going to do now is we will go and pick the rest of the bales up and probably use auto drive to bring them up here. And we might make a start on cutting the grass for silage, I think. Thank you, cows. I've just come down to they're very noisy today. Just come down to the cow farm to see if the bunkers were auto-drived in, but they're not, which is mildly annoying, considering the amount of detail of the route elsewhere. But it's fine. We will just go with the middle one for now, so we can leave that in here. Go. Let's try and find this one. There we go. Right. Let's back you out of there. Can we get through any easier? Probably not. Yeah. Oh, ye of little faith. What we'll do is we'll just leave that there. Like so. Motorbikes going past. Do apologise. Control, left shift and R. Oh. You gonna load? Why you no load? Auto bail mode enabled. Straps off. Okay. That's weird. Right, we'll leave that for now. And we'll give this a whirl instead. So, how is best to do this? So what we need to do is jump into the tractor, turn off the beacons, and we will go for... So we need to be on a harvester mode, and we will say this is field 87. So 87 tractor weight, which is where? There. Okay, that's fine. And then what we'll have to do is just pick... No, cow farm, where is it? Cow farm south. And... I'm really not sure where to say. If we say there for now, that should hopefully get us close enough. We can turn off course. Can you hear the cogs going? And then what we'll do is... what we're going to do today, we will just... Oh, that's what I need to do. Is set that to field 87, are we? There we go, we are. So let's get ourselves over here. There we go. Turn it on. And see if it works. Ha ha ha. It does, look at that. Now, I don't remember doing this since probably FS19, maybe even 17, when I was just starting to play the game. And I suddenly thought the other day, I think I'd seen something online maybe, but yeah, I was thinking, oh, okay, quite like that. Is that actually going in the trailer? No. What are you doing? Huh? Why is that not wanting to put it into the actual trailer? Don't get me wrong, auto drive is following nicely, but there we go. How very odd. Let me have a bit of a play and investigate, and I'll be back. I'm not quite sure what happened, but seems to be working okay. Now, I did put the long pipe on the forage harvester, so that might be what the issue is if auto drive gets a little bit too close, it can't quite actually articulate enough to get itself into the trailer. But we're being followed rather nicely, and it's picking up me stopping, turning, etc. quite nicely, to be fair. So I don't want to jinx it, but going alright. Getting the bonus of using the silage additive. So, yeah, quite cool to be using. Again, something different. And I think that's what it's about, really, for me, is you have to do the same jobs. But if you can use a slightly different piece of equipment or do it in a slightly different way to somebody else, then that is the way for me, anyway, to differentiate it. Oh, there's a bit of a tree there. There we go. Just work our way around that. But yeah, we're not having too much of a problem with auto drive at the moment. Oh, sorry, dear. There we go. And it is filling up reasonably quickly. That is good. Now, the only thing we should be alright is that it's saying it's grass rather than chaff. Have I made a bit of a faux pas, or are we going to be okay? We will see. We'll get until we've got a full trail load. We'll head down to the bunker. Oh, that's because they are thinking that they need to go to there because so is that now going to come back round? No? Okay. We'll see what that does. If it does head off, then we'll just follow it down and test out tipping into the bunker. So panic over. I should have remembered that as soon as you tip it into the bunker, it sort of converts it to chaff. So that is absolutely fine. So what we can do now is head or send this back to the field. That is fine. What I might do, so that's going to go around there, that's fine. What I might do off camera between episodes is set up a bit of a reverse course into there. We're not going to get massive amounts of grass off of the field, but either way, is that not loaded? Left shift R. Okay. Gonna do it the old school way. That's fine. We'll get out and we'll move the rest closer. So yes, between next episode, I will hopefully try and do a bit of a reverse course. But like I say, we're not going to be getting that much, and it would be nice to be able to sort of keep an eye on where it's being tipped and keep up with the compacting, etc. Because I don't think we've quite got room to get courseplay to do it. Left shift R. There we go. Lovely. That can wait there. We will head to here and wait for the trailer. We'll do another load and then we'll call it for the day, I reckon. So on to what will probably be the third and final headland, I reckon. And I can't believe I thought that it wouldn't work before. I think that's just a, I don't know, it doesn't look right when you're putting it in the trailer, and you think, uh-oh, I've made a boo-boo here. But yeah, then you recall that, of course, vanilla base game, you know, whether it be grass or whatever, it converts it to chaff for the bunker. So go, we'll back up and spin round. Go. Auto drive should then, there we go, it's behaving itself absolutely brilliantly. Whether or not it's just because we've got plenty of space or what, I'm not sure, but yeah, working rather well. Keep on, just singing your praises, don't mess up now. That is always the way. But yeah, bit of a change in the planning for today, I suppose. But yeah, good to mix things up and start our cut for silage. We will need to do hay, so what I think we're going to do is we'll do field what we are now, 87 and 86 like this for silage, and then we'll do 88 for hay. That's the bigger field, so that should give us plenty for the cows. There we go, that's going to nearly be full. There we go. And like I say, between episodes I will do my best to set up a reverse drive into the bunker. Let's turn that off. We'll head down and get it tipped, because if we get the reverse drive working, we can set it up properly, and we can also grab, I think, the New Holland I've put on another trailer, so we can get that to be carting as well, keep things moving, and we might give Courseplay a go on the bunker to do the compacting. It might not hurt to give that a try. But yeah, so I will get the rest of the silage sold that we picked up before, probably return the trailer, and yeah, we'll have a play with auto drive, see if we can't get that to work as well. But yeah, I think that's probably it for today. Thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, leave us a like, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.